Hello and welcome back to strategy number 5 in mastering the art of communication, unlocking the secrets to powerful connections. Today, we're going to dive into delivering the message you crafted that is tailored specifically to your audience, understanding that nonverbal cues are extremely important and that you have a strong enough why you should become a powerful communicator so you can increase your impact, be able to bring your teams along with you on your ideas and the vision you have for the organization, for the company, for the projects, and that you're able to use your confidence to express the message that you're going to relay to your audience. So let's dive into strategy number 5, and that is effective verbal communication combined with style. So Jane Hansen, as you know, you may know her because she is an Emmy Award winning newscaster. And she was one of the people who introduced me to the concept of knowing your audience, crafting your message, and picking your style. And I, of course, continue to learn from many other people. So I incorporate many of the things I learn into my teachings. Delivering your message is, according to the statistics, 97% of your effective communication, even though I know, and you know, that the actual message itself is super important. However, if you are getting up in front of whomever you're speaking with and you don't use clarity to express your idea, you don't articulate on the words that you're saying, and you don't speak with conviction, it's very difficult to influence anyone unless they're being coerced or you have a lot of authority. And so let's touch on those 3 things. Speaking with clarity. It's very difficult to speak with clarity if you're not clear about where you're taking your audience. It's extremely important for you to get organized. And using the framework that I share with you in strategy number 4, that you craft your message to be clearly communicating the idea, the vision that you want to share with your audience. And that typically requires preparation, being able to organize your thoughts so that the audience can follow along. Make sure that you give people a way to follow you. For example, when I do my trainings, I typically teach 3 things. So those 3 things, I tell them why it's important for me to talk about those 3 things. Then I tell them what the 3 things are. Then I go into each of the 3. Then I wrap up and tell them again, here's what we just covered. And then I close again with a heart story. So I start with my heart story. I tell them the 3 things. That's the mind, right? The heart, head, hands, and heart. So the head is my message, and the clarity that you portray during your message is super valuable for your audience to get you to follow you. The second component, articulation. And I'm guilty of this because when I'm recording these videos or this training, sometimes I would fumble a word. It happens to all of us, right? The advantage I have is that I can cut them out. What happens when you are live and you are speaking to a crowd and we fumble our words? My go-to technique is to laugh. I think that when we laugh and when we make fun of ourselves, people laugh with us. It's like when a child falls, if the parent goes, then the child begins to cry. But if the child falls and you go, oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, look at you. You're fine. The child gets up and keeps going. Similarly, your audience will react to your fumbles based on how you react to your fumbles. And so if you mess up while you're speaking, you can say, well, that was a tongue twister. And then you continue, and people will just follow along. They don't really care. They just want to get your message. So articulating is about enunciating your words. Take your time. One of the number 1 issues that most people have in articulating is that we tend to speak too fast. speaking from someone who was a speed talker her entire life, being born and raised in the Dominican Republic. Culturally, where I grew up, people spoke really fast. So speaking at this tone to me would be unfathomable. Like, what are you doing? Speed up. And so when I came to the United States and I learned English, I was trying to keep up with the same speed and rate of speech as I used in Dominican Republic with Spanish. And let me tell you, I was not successful. And one of the things I also was struggling with is that I stuttered. Now imagine speaking fast, speaking a new language, and stuttering along the way. It was the perfect storm. And one of the techniques that my speech therapist gave me once my parents could afford to send me to speech therapy was to slow down. My brain was working so fast and processing so fast, and I was trying to make my mouth speak as fast as my brain was thinking, which is impossible. Once I slowed down, everything changed. Automatically, if this is something that you struggle with, your speech will improve drastically simply by slowing down. So I recommend to you that you slow down and you give yourself time to enunciate the words. If you don't know a word before you go on to speak, make sure you look it up. And sometimes we are reading information from a survey or from statistics. Ensure that you practice what you're going to say so that it's not the first time when you're reading it or saying it to them that you are actually saying those words. That helps tremendously. And the last component is speaking with conviction. I think you can tell from the way that I've been doing this training that I'm very passionate about becoming a powerful communicator. It was about my survival. Would I be able to make it in this country if I don't become a engaging, influential communicator? And I believe the answer is you're going to do okay. You're going to barely get by, but you're not going to reach your full potential without exploring where you could take your communication skills. So speaking with conviction about the topic that you're bringing up to your audience, speaking from the heart, speaking with compassion, with passion, with commitment, with resilience, and speaking from a place of strength and sometimes from a place of vulnerability. Being a vulnerable speaker is very powerful. What does that look like? It means that you admit your mistakes. It means that you let people see the side of you that you believe is not so pretty or that is not your best side. It means you let them see all of you. And you do it from a place that, yes, you protect yourself because you don't want people to attack you. And at the same time, you show them your humanity. You let them know when you were down, when you were low, when you were in the valley. And it is as important to share with them how you got out of the valley, because that is what gives people hope that whatever they're going through, they're going to get through it and they're going to see the light at the end of that tunnel. That's also extremely valuable. And that conviction comes through in your message. It's hard to speak with conviction when you don't believe in what you're saying. And if you are ever questioning how much conviction am I showing in my talk, record yourself, watch yourself. And as we do all these three things, focus on our clarity, focus on articulating, and focus on speaking with conviction, let's choose the style that we're going to speak with. Are we going to be very casual, which is the case if we're speaking with a colleague or a direct report? Very casual conversations. Do I need to put together a couple of slides? Do I need an agenda to show someone? Pick the style that you're going to deliver your message in. Am I going to be on a stage? Is it going to be virtual? What am I going to do when I'm on a virtual room? That will be different from what I would do if I were in a live room. Now we have this beautiful hybrid world, and we need to decide what is going to be most effective to deliver your message and the style that you're going to deliver it in. If you're talking to the board of directors, it is a very different presentation or communication than if you are speaking to your direct report. And it doesn't matter who the audience is. Pick the style that will fit the venue, that will fit the audience, that will fit the occasion that you are in. That's it for today's strategy number 5. And don't miss the next strategy, which is where we wrap it all together. Strategy 1 through 6. So we will finish with the next training. In the meantime, to connect with me, go to callwithginny.com, and don't forget to go to executivebound.com/events to check out our free training coming up soon. I hope you can make it and join us, because we will have a lot of goodies to give away and a lot of valuable content to give away. Live with purpose, live with joy. I'll see you soon.